Belize, there will be no official activities taking place to commemorate the International Day of the World's Indigenous Peoples. But as a country, strides have been made to recognize the indigenous Maya and Garifuna peoples.
Generally speaking, it's our Garifuna sisters and brothers and also our Maya sisters and brothers whom we consider indigenous. And I believe, at least in my view, the indigeneity comes from being indigenous to the Americas. Our country is absolutely rich in diversity, and we're happy to keep up the World Indigenous Day in a good way, you know?
This year, the theme celebrates youths and their role in carrying on the traditional knowledge, voices, and wisdom of indigenous people. Chair of the Belize National Indigenous Council is Sheena Zuniga.
It's being celebrated under the theme Indigenous Youths as Agents of Change for Self-Determination. As BENIC, the only thing we're currently going to do is send out a statement because we need to encourage our youths to be part of the decision-making process. We need to empower our youths, and that's something we know that we need to do more of, because as you know, the youths are our future. They're the ones who will be the future leaders and the ones who will be fighting for our rights in the near future. We recognize that our indigenous people, we have the same struggles. We've had the similar history that we have to deal with. So it is very important for us to recognize in areas we can collaborate with and the history that we both share working together as indigenous people of Belize.
Zuniga is also the president of the National Garifuna Council. The Garinagu have been recognized as an indigenous people since 1999 and are still working to ensure that their rights are protected as such. Zuniga speaks of a 5-year strategic plan going forward as BENIC.
We finalized our strategic plan. That is a huge success for us because it paves the way of what we will be doing in the next 5 years. One of the things we hope to do is to advocate more for our national development, for our voice to be heard about the effects of climate change that affects our indigenous communities. The fact that we need more reforestation in our communities, in our farms. We want to speak highly on the way that our indigenous rights are on the forefront in every decision making in terms of for government, and that we're involved in policy writing process, that we as indigenous people are being represented and our voices are also heard.
The preservation of the tangible and intangible cultural heritage of the Maya and Garifuna people is happening at the individual, community, and national levels. Minister of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, Dolores Balderramos Garcia, speaks to this.
Now that there is a Ministry for Indigenous Peoples Affairs and there is that cultural awareness, I give a lot of credit to the Ministry of Education, Culture, Science and Technology, and Minister Francis. They're really doing a lot. Mr. Palacio, Dr. Vincent Palacio of UB is also promoting, and I believe they have started, the Intercultural Indigenous Language and Cultural Institute at UB. So the cultural preservation of the Maya languages and the Garifuna language, so very, very important.
Duane Moody for News 5.